you know, shopping in Egypt. I was visiting Egypt a couple of years ago, and really was. I mean, I lived in Egypt for years, uh, and lived by downtown Cairo and walked downtown many times. Always hated to go home after school or after work. Just kept wandering around downtown Cairo and find a place where you sit down and watch people go by and uh, and watch display of window shopping, window wandering and but as somebody who lived abroad away from Egypt for a long time, and you go back and you see, what my goodness, what happened here? Was November. It was sign of Black Friday sales everywhere. Sometimes they call it White Friday because Friday is our Sabbath holiday, so you cannot say that our Sabbath is black. So, but it's still consumerism and how globalization really imposes itself on poor countries. Egypt is a very poor country, regardless of what it is, neoliberalism of the new regime making it even poorer. Probably only 5% they are making it. But the rest is just struggling poverty line, I would say, uh, over 40%, average, uh, you know, uh, salary, probably $300. But how do, Egyptian and new generation and the TikTok folks and social media and Facebook, people connected to the world and they see what's going on in Europe and America and fashion and clothes and jeans and Calvin Klein and Victoria's Secret and Black Friday shopping and how do they deal with this? iPhones every 6 months. People, they're gonna keep up with this. I know there is a lot of cheap product and knockout brands in Egypt, but oh God, people will buy or upgrade their phones or buy new phones, but they live with their families. They don't eat well. And there's no budget for iPhone and good food. There are one of the two. You just have to uh, compromise and imposing this lifestyle on these poor people. They're suffering. They go to doctor. They don't check out. They don't fix their teeth. They don't just look good and have your iPhone and live with your family and complains about how bad that is. But you have your latest iPhone or whatever, latest fashion. But the thing is about the display and fashion and windows in stores. And I'm not going to go to the gated community like, New Egypt and open air. You see a lot of westernized shopping malls, shopping center sprouting all over Egypt, especially away. And you walk like you are walking at Mall of America. Not a lot of people shopping, but display latest fashion and people who go there, they just they've been abroad connecting, but I'm talking about, downtown Cairo, and I'm sure there's other big cities too, where the majority of Egyptian, the average Egyptian, don't have cars, they don't live in gated community, have a modest income. They walk by and they watch this uh, clothes, latest fashions, and but the fashion and the lingeries and the display of mannequins and models. It's just like you are in red district in New York or Las Vegas or or kind of in Vienna or Amsterdam. Just in your face. Billy Butch was naked woman, half naked woman, and bra. It's just I don't see it even here. Even when I go to Mall of America or whatever, which I've gone 2 times in the last 20 years, you don't see that in your face. Even Victoria's Secret is just keep it secret a little bit. But in Egypt, it's just there's just in your face, and you find this conservative woman cover hijabi and watching this half naked woman in the windows, and they know they cannot. I don't know what's under their hijab or under their. I'm sure they also they have an inspiration as a woman, and they have feeling, and they want to be recognized as a woman. But the action and the struggle, and you can see it in their eyes, and you can see it on how they stop and they look, and the doubt they have about themselves and about uh, their identity, and it's just very confusing. You have most of Egyptian women covered and they are modest clothes, and here is this display of women fashion and very provocative display, and I don't know how that works. And even from a marketing perspective, it's just when I look at you look at this, and you see a white mannequins and wearing Victoria's Secret uh, 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 bra or underwears everywhere. You don't see yourself. You just you don't identify this is could be me, and or something. I want to be like that person. So it just it's just a trend, and I think even the people who run the business from a business perspective, they don't understand if this is effective, if this is the right target, if this is the right approach. What when you have a sign in English say Black Friday sale, what does that mean? Whom you target? Who's going to read this, and who's going to understand what that means? And so the idea of borrowing from the West without thinking, without consumerism dominating and invading, I'm not worried about Americans' invasion, tanks and missiles and drones, that you can understand that, you can fight it, the aggressors, it's clear, the bad guys, the good, the bad, the ugly. But what is really seeping into Middle East, and I'm not talking about Dubai. Dubai is not even a country or culture or anything. It's just a hub of kind of outrageous hyper consumerism. It doesn't even fit there. A few rockets from Iran. Oh, that was the end of Dubai, and you don't see Dubai chocolate anymore. And people are running away. Hotels are 80% empty, and so it was just a facade. It was just a fade. It was built on no foundation. That's why the first hit, everybody's gone. But Egypt is 7,000 years history and culture, and here comes this westernized fashion that display and it's just kind of grab the average Lima Egyptian and kind of just alienate them. And then is this my country? Is this my tradition? Is this my, what does that mean? When I wear this, how, and this is our clothes. This is something for the public to see. And so you make a public statement when you wear those clothes and the reaction and how you set yourself and how you express your identities through shopping. And that's what's left now for consumerism. You really, everything is structured and digitized, and you have a job, you do your job 8 to 9 hours, you just structure manual for you what to do. And the only place when you can express your identity is the shopping malls. You can go there, and that's why we act like children. The shopping mall looks like a playground. Just go there, for music running, and just go and express yourself. You want a pink suit, go ahead for it. You want a Nike $200, and you go for it. And everybody's smiling, everybody's telling, oh, nice. Nobody's going to tell you you're ugly or you are really bankrupt or did you pay the bill today at shopping malls. Nice smile. You walk to a Macy or nice young ladies in the front to spray with perfume, welcome, and all that. This is like a fantasy. It's a fantasy that you live here, and you spend a few hundred, a few $1,000s, money you do not have, and you buy things you do not need, and you buy it for people you don't even like, and at the end of the month, when you come the bills, and it can pay the minimum, or you get depressed. When you get depressed, you head back to the shopping mall, buy more, and it's a vicious cycle, and that's why most people are in debts. And 40%, they say, Americans, they are one paycheck away from being homeless. And so, is this what's Egypt wants to be? Is this is what the Egyptian, poor country, a conservative country, now they have Victoria's Secret, and then they have gated community, they have shopping malls as big as any malls you can think of, thousands of dollars a dress, and and people are just, you can tell people are walking around, hardly you can see actually people shopping, but they're wandering around and they look at the things that cannot relate to, cannot reach, cannot obtain, frustration, alienation. And either you go and reject that totally, you head to the mosque and you start praying, or you accept it completely without questioning, and it just looks, it's not designed for the right body, for the right character, for the right, it does not fit. And that's what the problem with globalization was this culture appropriation, culture imperialism, culture occupation, and people might, protest America, death to America, or whatever, and all day you might hear these people very critical of what America's doing, and in the evening they go shop American brands. They go McDonald's and sit there and eat Happy Meal or Big Mac or whatever. And so it is interesting to watch for somebody away, and you come looking at those people. I used to walk like them, but I've never can see something at a shopping mall that I feel it's not me. It's not, I cannot attain or I cannot get. Or I see things, the model looks like me, the clothes like a clothes I should be wearing, and that kind of stuff. But now the model looks Western. Their body is different. The looks is different. The clothes is different. And you see a sign in English all the time, the price in English, and uh, and that by itself is the value. You're buying a Western value. You're buying a piece of a place that you cannot go, a piece of place that far away, the first time in the village growing up when I saw a bottle of Coca-Cola. I was just amazed. You have a bottle with shape, beautiful shape and glass, and can feel it. It's dark red, and the logo Coca-Cola written in such flowy way. It's like the sound of pouring Coca-Cola. Just my guess, but you cannot buy it. It's there by the train station or bus station, and people traveling they buy it, and maybe the bus come too early or train, and then they leave it. And we used to go there and collect the Coca-Cola bottle and cabs and make toys and get closer. Or somebody left a few in sip in a bottle, we go rush to finish it all. And that's the closest thing gonna get to America by touching the Coca-Cola bottle. And Coca-Cola really dark red, attractive. That was America for a young Egyptian growing up in a small village of 1,000 people, and that was a sign, only sign that you see coming from away, coming from the city, Cairo, coming from abroad. And that's what's happening now with even modern life. The people who think the modern wearing jeans go to McDonald's, they still act the same way. They still look at this Western product as a place that they're gonna uh, get him to go abroad, to get him to places they cannot go, they cannot afford to go, or not allow even to go to. And instead of going there, it's go to McDonald's, junk food, but you go there like you experience a piece of America, clean, and they always they have the food. There is no rationing. They can run out of food there, and uh, and it looks different, smells different. You eat with your hands, kind of. You are in control. Your mother used to say, "Don't eat with your hand or eat standing." But you go to McDonald's, you violate all of this. You feel like you are liberated from your tradition, what your mom has been telling you all along, and you feel like you are uh, liberated, and you are Western, you are different, and and that's what people buy. They don't buy the actual clothes; they buy what it means to them, and it means to them Western, modern, progressive, that kind of. So anyway, that's all the rant I'm going to do today, and we'll see you next class. Please subscribe, help, share. That would be nice. And it wasn't for you, would not be able to do this. So help out and subscribe, and any help will help. Thank you.